DeMonte, we've been informed this is the first time you've ever led the team in scoring, so congratulations on that. But obviously they wanted to take away Plummer, and they left you open. Was there any hesitation of taking those shots, and what did Coach Underwood say to you about that?
Really, when it was my time to shoot it, and shoot it with confidence.
Andy?
I guess kind of off that, DeMonte, I know that you haven't been shooting as much, or I know you've been through a little bit of a slump the last couple games. What's kind of led to you kind of having that confidence tonight and kind of leading you to shoot the ball the way you did?
I come in every day and put up shots, so that ain't really too big of what it is. Just stepping up and knocking it down. Other than that one.
Jeremy?
Coleman, you guys talked a lot about March. It's time now to be locked in. Did you guys feel like you were tonight, and what's it mean just to kind of gut out a win here?
I think we kind of came out with like a slow start with our energy. They kind of play a slow game, so they want to play slow, and we kind of want to play fast. So we were kind of at their pace. I think Coach said there's like 55 possessions or something like that in the game today. So I think just not being able to play at our pace kind of slowed us down a little bit. But I think definitely when we see Iowa and then games down the stretch, we're going to come out with a lot more energy and a lot more fuel to our fire.
Yeah.
Coleman, as a player, is it tough to kind of be an emergency sub right there when Jacob had kind of a shoulder deal happen and you had to immediately kind of go into a game in a tough spot like that?
Not really. I felt like I was just waiting the whole game. I was just waiting the whole second half. I knew the time was going to come, something was going to happen, but yeah, I knew I was going to be ready to go in and do whatever coach wanted me to do or needed me to do in the moment. So.
Jeremy?
DeMonte, they were going with Jalen Pickett, those post-ups. What made that difficult to defend at times?
He was just a big, strong guard. Not saying that our guards aren't strong, but he had a couple inches on him. But really just putting up a fight with it, and not really backing down.
Scott?
Coleman, what was it like to watch DeMonte kind of step into that big role when the opportunity presented itself?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, there's not going to be many nights where teams just let you shoot, and for Monte to step up and make shots, even though sometimes, it's just kind of weird to, when you see yourself wide open like that and knowing that teams are leaving you open. So it does kind of mess with your head, but seeing him kind of not being fazed by it and still making shots is impressive to see. So, yeah, and like he said, he comes in, makes his shots before practice, after practice, so he puts in the work. So,
Doug?
Coleman, you missed a few shots, but still kind of found a way to make some winning plays. Your big stop against Lundy at the rim, and then the offensive rebound of Trent's free throw. Is that kind of the theme for you, just finding a way to make winning plays?
Yeah, I mean, it just happens in the moment. I mean, I wasn't predicting that I was going to go to the foul line twice in like a 30-second to a minute span. I just, played in the moment and played hard and then played out with the outcome. So, yeah.
Here to the right.
For both of you guys, talk about the spurt you guys had of not making shots, but you guys were able to still make them when they counted. What type of problem did you guys face when they were defensive pressure-wise?
Like I was saying, I think mentally it's just kind of weird. You don't want to take a quick early shot in the shot clock, even though you're wide open, or you're just wide open and you don't want to hesitate, and then you're wide open. So it's just like, I got to shoot this. And then sometimes you're telling yourself, I don't have to shoot this. Like, it's early. So you kind of get stuck in between, like, what shot is the best shot to take? Do we need the shot right now? And sometimes it's even like, oh, shoot, I'm wide open. Like, so you're just getting caught up in that. It kind of does mess with you mentally. But like Monte did, he made important shots down the stretch and when we needed them. So.
Jeremy?
DeMonte, do you take that personally when they don't guard you like that? Like, how do you take that?
No, I don't take it personal. I haven't really been shooting the ball well lately, but that still don't stop me from coming in every day and doing my normal routines.
In the way back?
DeMonte, 6 minutes scoreless. You guys had them on defense before that three with 15 seconds left. Is there some kind of rhythm that you feel on that side of the ball when you really get things going like that?
Yeah, it's just really just playing with pace and just swinging the ball and really just trying to uplift another teammate.
Alan?
Kofi, I think, only got one set shot in the first half. What was Penn State doing, I guess, to take him away in the first half, and why were you guys able to get to him a little bit more in the second half for either one of you guys, I guess?
Well, the men that were guarding us were also guarding Kofi. So that's why it was like it was hard to find Kofi because the guy that was guarding us was just leaving us, going for Kofi. So, but he found a rhythm, and he although the ball, he wasn't getting the ball, or maybe the ball wasn't going in for him, he still played well on defense. He played better ball screen defense today. So.
Anything else for the players? All right. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Oh, I see Coach. He's gonna get the popcorn out of his teeth. Yeah. We got unopened waters up here, though. Save that water just for you after the popcorn. I want to make sure you can get the popcorn out of your. Okay.
Just had to have a little discussion with DeMonte. He's so overly enthusiastic to come speak to you guys. But boy, that popcorn's good tonight. That was about like I thought it would be. They have played the heck out of everybody all year. They 25 seconds off the shot clock. They're a tough matchup because they can post everybody. I thought we did, for the most part, a pretty good job. We wanted to limit Seth at the 3-point line. You got a couple early, but you've got to take what you get in a 55 possession game. Which I told our team afterwards. I said this will be 3 or 4 games like this in the NCAA tournament, and we saw a lot of different things tonight that we normally see. Guys not being guarded, triangle and 2 zones, looked like they were all in a bunch of combination defenses. I'm really proud of Kofi. I thought he was tremendous defensively in a night when he wasn't great offensively, and they did a good job of taking him out of that. But you start looking at our shot chart. And, not many nights DeMonte Williams is going to lead us in attempts. And yet, give him credit. He jumped up there and makes 4 threes and leads us in scoring. I thought they did a great job on Plummer. And, that's, a tribute to them. But, we were out of sorts first half. I thought we played with a little better pace. We got back to what we call .5 basketball, moving a little better in the second and not getting so stationary. Coleman was huge down the stretch. Big free throws, big offensive rebound, really good defense. I was worried about him, being very honest. I was worried about him mentally. Playing offense with guys not within 15 feet of him, and he's a good shooter, but he gets really hesitant, and I've got to help him. I've got to help him turn the first one down, move it, play into a ball screen, and then shoot it again when you're in flow. And I've got to do a better job of helping him with that. But all in all, it's a what is that? 14 wins, and Sure is a double bye, and it's a game that you had to take care of business, and we did that.
Right here in the middle, Scott.
As maybe it kind of became clear that Penn State was going to defend that way, maybe double off of DeMonte, leave him open. Was there a conversation with him? Was like, maybe it's got to be you tonight?
No, we had a pretty good idea that there would be a little bit of that, going on. I mean, Purdue's done that. Micah was with Matt, and so I thought there'd be a little bit of that. But we just got out of sorts. We let it bother us, and we let the ball stop moving. But he's been shooting it really, really well, and we just told him shoot it. Just jump up and shoot it, and that's the DeMonte we saw last year. And that's the one we got to have the rest of the way.
Doug.
Really along those same lines, Coach Shrewsbury said their game plan was basically to pick which players from your team took the shots, and they were pretty successful at that. But how do you respond to that? Do you run more plays for guys, or you just tell the other guys to step up?
Yeah, it wasn't about running plays. It was just kind of running our continuity and just stepping into a shot and making them. We've got good shooters. And Jake hit a big one, and yet you've got to you got to play with pace. The ball's got to play with energy, and it didn't tonight.
In your experience, how hard is it to do what Coleman did, just come off almost cold in that second half when Jake has the freak injury thing and give you pretty much what you needed in those last 2 minutes?
Yeah, and like I said, I was worried about him. I was, but mentally he stepped up, and he's been so good. And but DeMonte was stroking it in. He wasn't, and and then Jake's been that capable guy all year. So it was like shortened my rotation. But I'm really proud of him. He was terrific.
Good, Jeremy.
Brad, any update on Jake, how he's doing?
Now Doc was back there looking at it. They saying just sprain in his shoulder.
And then DeMonte and Coleman was really talking about the mental of a team leaving you open. Do you call it dork, I believe?
Yeah.
But what do you tell your guys when teams are doing that?
It's at some point you'll be tough enough to handle it, and and just jump up and make a shot. It's like shooting horse in the gym when nobody's there. They're catch and shoot shots, and yet if you're not comfortable, you got to pass it and you got to go screen, and then you become an unguarded screener, and then you flow back into it, and the next one you shoot when you're in rhythm, and that's the opportunity that presents itself, and we just didn't do a very good job of that.
Brad.
At the end of the game, you're up 14 seconds or so. Kofi's in the game and he leaves the three-point shooter. Was there a thought to maybe not having him in that situation, maybe 5 out type situation?
No, because I was trying to get him to rebound. I was trying to get a rebound. That wasn't very good on my part. We picked up a little full court, and then we got in front. We let him get behind us and get a sprint. But we work on those situations. They're set through us a little bit off. But yeah, you just can't. You never. Rule of thumb: the only guy that can score is the guy with the ball. And but we'll learn from that. That'll be one of the first things in film tomorrow.
Scott.
Just curious, what's the genesis of calling that a dork?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't have no idea. I don't know. It's just a name, I guess, that I came up with, and it sounded like, you dork somebody and don't respect them and don't guard them. So,
Doug.
Coach, the way Pickett was able to back guys down, did you want to see something else differently defensively? Did you want more help or what?
Yeah, and it becomes a challenge when you got, when you've got multiple 3-point shooters out there, and we went into the game really concerned with Lundy and Dredd and Sessoms, and but we did do a few things late. We rotated Kofi over on a baseline double. They actually turned it over. Jake got inside and stole it. But again, it's in a low possession game. It's hard to lose a game with twos, and yet it was a close enough game. I was concerned about, I was concerned about the shots that that he got. But again, that'll be something that we've worked on a bunch. We've seen it at different times, and we'll have to continue to work on that here between now and the tournament.
Robert.
Do you still get nervous in last-minute close game situations?
Always. I mean, you can't be. I mean, you're always. There's always a little bit of anxiety. If you're the day I'm not, I'm retiring and going to go hit golf balls with Lauren every day. Yeah, I mean, you know what you want to do. You have ideas. You practice them. But there's a little bit of angst because you need to stop, or you need the bucket, or you need to execute, and you can't control it. It's easy as a player. It's great as a player. As a coach, you hope they take what you've practiced and can execute it.
Following on yesterday's conversation about your assistants and Zach, can you talk about everybody's role in bringing things together and trying to not get nervous in that?
Yeah, that's all we do. They know what we like to do. They know what we're good at. They know what we've practiced. I'm asking them about matchups. I'm asking them about, concepts. I'm asking, Chester, what do they like to run late game situations? What are their top two actions? Of course, he already knows that. We knew the out of bounds play that, they would pop Lee out for a 3 with Kofi. Kofi was right there guarding it. So, it's just it's everybody doing their job.
Alec.
Trent probably had one of his more difficult defensive assignments tonight when you factor in Pickett's ability to kind of post up on the block like that. But he seemed to make a couple really timely defensive plays, whether it was a block or a steal or poking it away. Can you just describe the way you saw his defense tonight?
Yeah, like I always do, really good. He's number one in the country in points per possession when used in a ball screen, and it's not even close. I mean, he's that good. And talking with Casey Jacobson, who did the game on air, and and that's just something he's gifted at. I mean, he's really good. But he's going to fight every possession, and he's going to compete every possession, and he takes it personal when he's gets scored on.
Yeah, to the right.
Coach, what's this kind of the defensive intensity they used? What does that do to prepare you guys for the Big Ten tournament, NCAA tournament?
Yeah, it just gives you something else that you've got to see, you've got to prepare for. And when we weren't, not a lot of teams play that way. They do. It fits their personnel very, very well. And I wouldn't, if I was playing us, I wouldn't let Kofi score either. Try to. But again, you've got different philosophies, and that was their philosophy, and their combination of mixing up defenses was really good.
Coach Chester Frazier actually, against Purdue when he was playing for Illinois, had times when they dotted him or dorked him or whatever you want to say. How can he help those guys through that process? Because I know he struggled early, and then he figured out how to play through it later on.
Well, hell, he's never told me that. Now I can get on his butt. But no, I think you've got you. There's a mental component to it. I mean, nobody wants to be that guy that you think I stink, and everybody wants to be that guy that's their face guarding and topping like they were Plummer. And so, but hey, give him. We'll get better. Once you've seen it, you kind of know how to deal with it. We'll talk him through it, and I've always say turn the first one down, and flow, and then the next one bury it. And you got to be man enough to bury it. You got to know you've been in the gym long enough and shot enough balls to bury it, and we'll help them there.
Scott.
You mentioned maybe getting Kofi to rebound in the second half, but in the second half, was it get anybody to rebound for a stretch there?
Yeah, that would have been nice, wouldn't it? I was balls hitting our hand tonight. I mean, we were flat. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Penn State. We were flat, and we didn't have a very good shoot around. Our energy wasn't great, but I mean, how many balls hit our hands, and we didn't come up with them? I mean, Jake had 2 or 3. Jake had 10 rebounds if he, if it would have snatched loose balls. They beat us to the floor tonight, a couple of times. But Plummer was a huge help. Plummer comes in and gets 6 rebounds, and those are the things that you've got to do. But we've got to be better from this point on in that area.
Does being flat in March bother you? I know it was one of those just win type of scenarios, but did it bother you much?
Win. Most nights are we're pretty good. So we'll you know, it's a long season. It's the last week of conference season. It's a team we haven't seen. They play great. We take everybody's best punch, and we did that tonight.
Brett, I don't think DeMonte likes being asked about his shooting very much, but what's the difference? I mean, I probably wasn't going to shoot 50-something% again, but what's been the difference of him as a shooter this year?
Yeah, it hasn't been as a last year was strictly a 4, and he knew where they were coming from. I mean, they were the same spots, the same shots every single time. And this year we played him at the point, we played him at the 2, we played him all over. So there's been a lot more inconsistency in where his shots come from, how he gets them, and where they're at. And that's something that's not an easy thing to handle. And you know, tonight we knew he knew going to be on the backside wing and just jump up and shoot him. And he made one from the top of the key when we actually flipped, he and Jake, for different looks. So, you know, give him credit.
Doug?
Coach, are you happy the way Coleman Hawkins has accepted his current role, the energy guy off the bench, and he had the big offensive rebound on Trent's miss? Has he accepted that role to your satisfaction, and are you liking what you're seeing?
I love it because he's given us tremendous energy and tremendous lift off the bench. And, you know, that, you know, so the Michigan game, you know, kind of roles were reversed a little bit. You know, DeMonte played, you know, 17, 18 minutes, and Coleman was playing, you know, a ton of minutes. That's nice when you have that versatility coming in off the bench.
Anything else? Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.